You know, I got a kick out of it, but I got a kick out of it because I realised if he thinks he's going to pull that trick with me, well then I hope he doesn't. I hope he gets used to doing that. But yeah, it was entertaining, and you know, it was an incredible performance. But I'm not Jeff Lacey, and you know, I think you know, come fight time, it's going to be a different ball game, and I'm obviously the underdog going to this. You know, there's a lot of people out there that expect Roy Jones to have a field day with me, and that excites me more than anything, and that just makes me work harder. And Roy, that old machine, you had that old transmission, I think they come out of a standard 351 V8. Mate, I'm a 514 big block, and I'm going to put the pedal to the metal, mate.
Good. That's what I'm working on. That's what I'm getting ready for.
You're taking apart a small machine there, mate. I'm a big block.
I know it. I got to start somewhere.
Roy, in your words, why are you confident you're a better man than Danny Green?
Well, you know, when you say a better man, that's going a little bit outside of boxing. I'm a better fighter than Danny Green, to me. I understand what he's saying, and he's right. He's not Jeff Lacey. He's much stronger than Jeff Lacey. And I think they got a lawsuit that they're trying to sue me and say I did somebody's child wrong when I fought Jeff Lacey. But, I mean, he asked for it. So, I mean, that's what happens to you when you ask for it. So, you know, I understand what he's saying about the punching power, but don't worry about that. That was just left for Jeff Lacey. He's not Denny Green. So, you know, the same tactics that work on Jeff Lacey won't work on Denny Green. I'm not stupid. I've been doing this a long time. And I know that. So I'm not looking forward to that. That's over. That's done. That's behind me. Pay that no attention. I was just letting him know that I see him at ringside watching me. I watched him too. I couldn't watch him at ringside, but I watched him too. So just as much as he saw me, I saw him.
Same question for you, Danny. Why do you believe that you're a better boxer than Roy Jones Jr.? Why will you win?
I can tell you now I'm not a better boxer than Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. is one of the best boxers of all time, and I'm a realist. But I know what I'm going into the fight with is going to be good enough to defeat Roy. I've got a lot of mongrel, and you know, it's going to be evident on the night. And literally, I'm going to have to be killed to be defeated, and that's just not going to happen. And you know what? I don't want to sound cocky or arrogant because it's just not my style. But I've never been this excited about a fight, and obviously, you know, having Roy Jones Jr. in front of me, you can't ask for a bigger fight. You can't ask for a better opponent to fight. And that's what every fighter, every real fighter should be looking for. And for me, I've got it finally, and it's just incredible. It's an amazing feeling, and I'm getting a bit emotional. I'm getting G'd up right now, and you know, it's very, very exciting. And for me, it's going to be the pinnacle of my career when they're raising my hand in victory against Roy Jones Jr. And if I think any other way, then I'm not going to win the fight. So for me to think that I'm a better boxer than Roy Jones Jr., no, but there are certain attributes that I have and that I'll possess and that I'll take into the fight on that night. And if Angela and I prepare right, and my Fast for Football boys, and H and Kat, we all do the job together correctly, come fight night, I feel what I'm going to take in the ring is going to be more than Roy's going to be able to handle on that particular night.
You've fought overseas. You've done Canada, you've done Germany a couple of times. We'd rather forget about it. You've done the United States. How different is it? What does Roy Jones Jr. have to look forward to or not to look forward to? Because it's different pillows, it's different food, it's different beds. You're in enemy territory.
He's going to be on a staple. We're going to feed him a staple diet. He thinks he's going to get chicken, but he's going to get off crocodile.
What do you do differently, Roy, on the road for the first time since those Olympics?
Well, you know, I just watch the Discovery Channel a lot. Found out a lot about the kangaroos, the caimans, the crocodiles, the sharks, see what their diet consists of, check out the forecast, see what the weather's like. I go from there.
OK, let's open it up to a couple of questions from the floor. Anyone like to start us here? Adrian Warren?
Roy, Adrian Warren from Australian Associated Press. We're looking forward to seeing you here. First of all, can you give us some idea how long beforehand you'll get here and what your training preparations will be like here?
I'm not sure yet. I'm working on it now. It'll probably be between 2 and 3 weeks before the fight. My training preparation will be the same as always. Just get to be the best Roy Jones I can get to be and come to battle. That's what I do. And I can tell you right now, you know, Denny Green is nothing easy. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying that just because he's there. He's not an easy task. I've been watching Denny for a long time. And I know all about Denny Green. I know everything that he possesses, and I know it's not an easy night for anybody when you fight Denny Green. I mean, when he hit the kid with the overhand right, the kid's legs and do tricks for no reason. So I'm not stupid. I know what I'm up against. But at the same time, like I said before, if it was one country that I'd be willing to come out and take a risk in, and feel like I could be treated fair, it would be Australia. So I'm definitely looking forward to coming down and showing them my skills down under, entertaining the crowd down under. They never have had an experience like this before.
We saw flashes of the vintage Roy Jones there against Jeff Lacey. How did you rate your performance in that fight, and what do you still have to say to any of those cynics who say that you are still past your best?
Well, you know, they say a lot of things. You can't really say much to them. Let them say what they're going to say. I'm coming down under to fight Denny Green for the IBO Cruiserweight title. This will be my 5th weight division. I'll be the only man living to conquer all weight divisions from middleweight to heavyweight. So they can talk about what they want to talk about. I ain't got time to hit them. I got work to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to coming down and doing what I got to do.
Roy, of the 5 divisions, what weight are you strongest at? Is it cruiserweight in your mind?
Yeah, right now it is.
Danny, super middle seems so long ago for you. How happy, how comfortable are you at where you are now?
Yeah, like a pig in mud, feel fantastic. It's probably, you know, it's a weight division that I should have been at maybe a little time ago, but, you know, hovering around light, heavy cruiserweight is perfect, and it works for me, and just enables me to have breakfast and lunch and dinner, and keep the strength up and put plenty of petrol and plenty of juice in the big block, and you know, come fight night, I won't be depleted of energy. I won't be depleted of energy reserves, because I'm going to be, you know, firing on all cylinders. Excuse the pun. So yeah, it's a great weight division for me.
We've got on the line former world champion Barry Michael with a question. Good morning, Barry.
Morning, fellas. How are we going?
All good.
Good. Just a question for Danny. Danny, I remember a few years ago watching you on YouTube, a pretty willing spar with James Toney. Is that the sort of game plan that you used against James Toney? Is that the sort of game plan you're going to take into this fight to keep the pressure on Roy and force him into mistakes?
Come on, Barry, you should know better than that, mate. I'm not giving Roy any tips. He doesn't need any tips. So, you know, it's no secret how I fight. You know, my job is to seek and destroy, and that's how I'm going to, you know, obviously take this fight to Roy Jones Jr. It's Roy doesn't need it's not like I'm holding any secrets back.
Yeah, no, I figure that.
But, you know, obviously, you know, my boxing ability and my skill level since being with Angelo, and the fact that we've just been not working on so much skill, but just working on relaxing and utilising the skill that I do have. You know, I've got a very good jab. I've got a very powerful jab, and you know, moving my head and not standing straight in front of my opponent. So, you know, we've worked a fair bit on trying to, you know, just relax and bring a few other attributes that I used to have that I lost back into my repertoire. So for me, there's a few tricks up my sleeve, but Roy's a cagey bloke. He's, you know, you can't hold any secrets. You can't get cagey against that bloke. And my job is to wear him down and take his heart. And Roy's never been hit by me, and in front of my in front of 18,000 screaming fans in Australia and millions, you know, Australia-wide on FOXTEL Main Event. For me, it's a great opportunity.
It's certainly a great opportunity, Dan, and you're boxing the best I've ever seen you box, but pressure's going to be so much of this fight. Just a question for Roy. Roy, what do you put your, you know, looks like you've rejuvenated Roy Jones. You looked vintage Roy Jones against Jeff Lacey. What's changed in your camp? When you had that, you know, 3 losses, what's changed since then with Roy Jones?
Just had to have a little makeover. You know, I came down from heavyweight, had to go back from heavyweight to light heavyweight, and it took a lot out of my body, and at the same time it took a lot. It took a little bit to change my skills from the heavyweights back to the light heavyweights. Light heavyweights are much quicker, much more agile. A lot of things got to go back. I had to get a tune-up. So by bringing my dad back to give me a tune-up, it got me like an overhaul, and now I'm like back running like a smooth Cadillac again. You know, my dad and Denny Green obviously have a history, which I can't seem to hear enough about. Every day is something different about Denny Green, and why this Denny Green and why that Denny Green, and I'm so tired of it. I'm like, I'm already wondering, am I gonna be able to keep him on board the whole time? Cause he just, I mean, he's possessed with beating Denny